The atom, the smallest particle of an element that can exist alone. The atom, considered as a source of vast potential energy. Spirit, culture, athletic achievement, scholastic success, and the atom's name, all trademarks of Annandale High School. By being the only school in the country which uses this explosive nickname, Annandale makes a strong statement about its uniqueness and its history. Fairfax County's oldest operational high school opened its doors in 1954 during the dawning of a nuclear age. It was at this time that Annandale High School's long-standing tradition of excellence was born. 41 years and many students later, Annandale High School is still achieving great things.
The football team was known since the 1950s as a strong football team and still is, having won two state championships in a row.
Athletic teams aren't the only ones bringing victories to Annandale.
What is the product of the lengths of the radii of these two circles?
So is the math team. In a very calculated manner, these juniors and seniors have consistently found their way to the top of the rung in county-wide competition.
We placed first in Area 2, which consists of Oakton, Woodson, Falls Church, and Stewart, and we placed 10th overall in the county after 9 meets.
Just as we're proud of our athletic teams at Annandale, we're also very proud of our academics at Annandale. We have a very successful math team, strong art department, a strong band program. Could go through each department, but the academics are very strong at Annandale, and we're very proud of the excellence there, just as we are in athletics.
This was a picture of my best friend, and I used 3 different types of darkroom techniques. I used filters, a double negative, and dodge and burn.
Orlando represents the, dominance of men over women. Olympia represents the woman who wants to be dominant but can't because of her position.
So we're not going to do this. We're going to say L equals W plus 2, right?
Okay.
Celebrating culture is another of Annandale's great achievements. Since the school's opening in the 50s, the Atoms have been transformed from a predominantly Caucasian student body to one that is a true reflection of today's multicultural society, bringing about unique opportunities to share, appreciate, and celebrate diversity.
We have about 28% Asian population, about 12% African American, and about 18% Hispanic population now. And that change has really occurred in about the last 8 or 9 years.
This relatively new dimension of Annandale's school life contrasts with its rich history, making it one of the county's most fascinating places to learn and teach. Maybe this explains why former students keep coming back.
Class 84.
Class of 83.
Class of 70.
Class of 73.
Class of 89.
Class of 87.
Class of 1986.
Class of 1980.
Class of 1975.
10 of Annandale's former students have made a return appearance, this time as teachers and coaches.
I have 3 of my former players on my coaching staff in basketball, and that's really rewarding.
Well, I feel very comfortable because I went to school with Sherry and also Mark, and as Laura Hagan said, she was my teacher, so I felt very comfortable here.
It was a very comfortable atmosphere. Obviously, I went to school with Laura and Mark too. Played softball and basketball for Laura, played field hockey for Cindy. So it's nice to be back among familiar faces.
The former students help maintain school spirit and add to Annandale's tight-knit community atmosphere.
I try to, relive the past as well as building it into the future because there is a great pride here, and I always remember what it meant to me, especially in sports. Putting on the red and white was to me, meant a whole lot, and I just try to continue that tradition.
Hi, my name is Lanan Vu, and I'm from Vietnam.
Hi, my name is Kathy Nguyen, I'm from Vietnam.
Hi, my name is Jajana, I'm from Sierra Leone.
Hi, my name is John Paul Rodriguez, I'm from Bolivia. I've been here 3 years.
My name is Mary Annandale, and I'm from Somalia.
Hi, I'm Mika Samazana, I'm from Ethiopia.
Annandale's new generation epitomizes the diversity that we so often speak of in Fairfax County.
Well, it's a very positive thing for Annandale. We really tried to build on that diversity and inculcate all cultures into the school and honor all the cultures. The diversity is a strength in a lot of different ways.
Sharing and sampling a rainbow of cultures is a daily part of life at Annandale. For example, art classes showcase a wide range of perspectives and a large array of interests.
Annandale is very lucky in that there's a lot of different cultures here. So we get a real enriched variety of the different approaches that we see to each project. You just don't see students doing the exact same kinds of things. You see a richness and layers in their work just like you do in them.
Well, I'm drawing Abe Lincoln, and he's basically my idol. He's someone who's gone through a lot, so that's what I'm drawing. Drawing with pencils and just kind of sketch it out before I paint it. Well, I'm drawing soccer player, number 5 from Argentina. I just thought it's a pretty nice pose I can paint. That's it.
I'm picking Billie Holiday because she's one of my favorite musicians. She's a jazz singer, so I decided to draw her.
In this international foods class, tasty ethnic dishes created by the students become the tool for cultural enlightenment.
Everyone's making a different dish, a different Chinese dish, and then tomorrow we're going to have a buffet with all the different recipes.
Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful population because many of the students have personal experience with the dishes that we prepare since they come from countries where these foods are very common. And this is international foods class. It's available to students who are 10th through 12th graders, both male and female, anyone who's interested. And it also is very good for students who have a variety of English levels because they're very comfortable. It's an up and doing kind of course.
And of course, music is the universal language. The International Club is practicing their rendition of this familiar tune, which they will later perform at Annandale's annual Heritage Day event.
The purpose is to so students can display their culture, but so we can learn about other cultures, so everybody can share in each other's culture and celebrate it and see that there's value in doing things differently.
but in the Renaissance, as a tendency like increasing, so they know they think a human can change their life than God's.
With some 30 languages spoken at Annandale High School, English as a second language teachers are a staple of classroom life. There are 11 of them, in fact, making ESL the second largest department in the building.
Where is the child in relation to the mother as opposed to the N one?
Clustered classes pair up a classroom teacher and an ESL teacher to work with ESL students and general education students together in a mainstream setting.
Well, the theory behind the cluster class is that by integrating the ESL students into the regular classroom, we're going to bring along their advancement a lot more quickly than if they were isolated from your average high school student.
On this day, the class presented their findings from a comparison of art from the medieval and Renaissance time periods.
In the medieval, the view of human worth was having religion as the important aspect of the human life. And in the Renaissance, the view of human worth was the people being important.
Well, I think they did a great job today. They had almost all of them had the answers that I was looking for out of them. The answers that they had written down were anywhere from very concise but accurate to very elaborate and still accurate. And throughout the year, as I said before, our cluster class kids have been some of our best students.
13 and a half, 14.
We're very fortunate in this classroom to have two teachers. Mary Ulmer is the ESL teacher that works with myself. I'm the biology teacher, the content teacher. Together we plan the curriculum, the units. Certainly I focus on the science behind it, and Mary helps to help me with extra vocabulary or what vocabulary we should focus on with ESL students. Another thing we're doing in this classroom this year is the journals.
Students keep the journals to solidify what they've learned and to give teachers a running record of what the students are comprehending.
Well, the journals help solidify what they're learning because they have to repeat in English, in written English, what they have learned. And it helps us because we know then what they haven't mastered. We can go back over it. We can teach those parts of the lesson again which they haven't gotten. And if they can explain it to us in writing, then we know they understand it. We're ready to go on again. So we find that very useful part of the class.
Outside of the classroom, the ESL students and their families receive communication assistance from a parent liaison.
Well, basically the administrators at different schools have just, especially the ones with the higher populations of cultures, have found that this is a worthwhile, position, and just that that contact in the school has made a big difference in terms of parents just knowing about us and being able to come in at any time or calling at any time to find out how their child is doing, and just being a representative for them in the schools, for their students and in the community.
Academics at Annandale are designed to promote learning as a lifelong process. The school's broad curriculum offerings focus on college preparation while providing vocational and technical education opportunities for career-oriented students.
We have everything from the technical program that's very strong in auto mechanics.
It's got like a 69 Oldsmobile 455 in it, on a 74 Cutlass chassis with the Turbo 400 transmission. We just swapped the posi rear in it.
To work and family studies, which used to be home ec, child care, all the technical areas, all the way up to calculus. We have one of the largest calculus programs in the county. Students are very successful on the AP exam as a result of going through that calculus program.
So we need you to color them with pretty colors, favorite colors, whatever. Do a really good job, and go ahead and get started.
In this early childhood education class, students learn the essentials of basic child care and supervision, along with health, safety, and nutrition.
The objective of the class is to train students to work in the human service professions and to learn parenting skills as well as making a decision about whether they want to be a parent or whether they want to work with children. Do you want to finish coloring up that?
This class is only one of the large variety of electives which supplement a core of rigorous upper-level academic courses.
Did these stocks go up or down?
This is the first day I did it.
Oh, good. All right. So there's how much you got. Now you need to get...
Kurt Waters, Annandale's Social Studies Department Chair, represents the high quality of the school's teaching staff. He explains his exciting approach to teaching economics.
Well, one of the things that's really exciting, I think, is what's going on in this classroom right now. And what that is a real hands-on approach to learning. This is an economics class that we've been in here. And in the past, what we used to do is teach theoretical economics, and we'd break out the textbooks, and we'd read about Karl Marx and Adam Smith. And as students stopped having interest in that type of approach to economics, we replaced it with a hands-on approach. This is an applied economics class where students are creating portfolios and working on individual projects, making presentations before the class, working on picking stocks and keeping track of portfolios, doing tax returns, making budgets, typing up resumes. And in the end, I think what they'll have is not only a portfolio of perfect work, but some real hands-on experience to some practical applications of economics that I think they not only enjoy more, but I think also is a better learning experience for them to prepare them for the future.
Enthusiastic teachers bring their students some very unique learning experiences.
Find a place where it's flowered. If you see any dead stuff, pick it off.
Like this living classroom.
This morning we did a lesson on soil. We talked about the different soils that we've dug up out here. Virginia's kind of noted for the clay. A lot of the students now know what clay is. And we experienced how that works with some plants, but most plants would much rather have different things to grow.
The greenhouse project began in the fall of '94 as Home Depot donated a tremendous amount of supplies along with a great deal of their valuable time to help students transform their courtyard into the living classroom. On this day, they were constructing a canopy.
Some of the things down the road, we're going to do other lessons on erosion, which we have a teacher working with right now and using the stream and using the different things on that. We have doing as far as laying out some different things as far as the sunlight and how plants need certain amounts of sunlight depending on the seasons. We've done some time things out here, as well as we've done a lot of weather things out here. So every day we find something new to do.
I tell you what, why don't you show us a youthful river, and could you show us what a mature river would look like, how it would be different? We can see the two different kinds.
We've probably been out to the greenhouse about 3 times.
What did you guys do?
We planted roses, we did pansies, we dug up stuff to prepare gardens and things like that.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun, despite the fact that it was cold out there the past few times. So I think the greenhouse is really going to be great. It's really pretty.
Just spell it how it sounds, and we'll look it up after you finish.
Another unique learning opportunity is Annandale's Teacher Cadet program, a pilot program which is run in conjunction with George Mason University's Education Department and funded by a grant from Mobil Oil.
Teacher Cadet program is a program that originated in South Carolina, and what we did with it in Fairfax County at Annandale was to put it in with a program that we already had in place that we had called peer tutoring. And it has the seniors coming over to Braddock Elementary as well as North Springfield, and they work either one-on-one or in a classroom setting working on tutoring and helping students.
I decided to take this program because I want to teach when I grow up. So right now, this is helping me. It's benefiting me because I'm becoming more equipped with teaching and the skills I need to learn to teach. And I also kind of like working with kids a lot, so it helps me in becoming more educated in teaching them, and helps him with his study skills as well. So we're both benefiting from it.
They are getting a phenomenal life thing out of it. They realize that they've had a very fortunate life, and they will write in the beginning when we have writing exercises that this is why they want to be here. Some of them want to be teachers. Some of them want to find out whether they want to be teachers or not, and if they want to teach, whether it's the elementary level or whether they'd be happier with an older age group. Some find out they like the older ones.
Can you guys write this problem down for me? 5 1/2.
It's a tremendous boost to their self-esteem. And these are children who are really good children, but they're not doing as well in the classroom as they would like to be doing. And also the opportunity to have the same person with you half an hour a day, 4 days a week. Any child would benefit from that kind of one-on-one. And the tutors become very, very attached to their little kids. And in some cases, friendships, and they write. One just came back last week to visit from college and came over here to visit her student, and they had already exchanged notes prior to that. So they get a friend, and they get somebody who cares about them and somebody who's here to help them do better academically.
Okay, now where does the decimal point go?
Right here.
I don't think it's a matter of proving them wrong. I think it's just making them understand that they might be wrong.
What was once an after-school activity is now part of an elective course. In this peer helping peer mediation class, students learn skills that they will use for a lifetime.
Like assuming that you're the right person, then that automatically means that you're assuming the other person is wrong. And so, you're not going to get anywhere if you keep, constantly saying I'm right and you're wrong. And so in both cases, each person has to accept the fact that they could possibly be wrong or they could possibly be right, but you also, the whole point of this process is to come together and find equal ground, admit some of it's wrong, some of it's right, and build on that together, as to try to build your relationship back up.
It's called Peer Helping / Mediation, and it's a class where they work on communication skills first, and they work on discovering self and meshing with each other as a group. And then what they do is they do workshops in classrooms. They do mediations during the class day when there are conflicts that have come up before a fight takes place, and sometimes after a fight has taken place, there's a mediation after the fact because we've discovered that whatever they fought about is not over just because they fought. And so the mediation gives them an opportunity to discuss what the real issues are and resolve those.
Okay, the rules. All right, do not interrupt, and no name calling or put downs, and be honest, and speak calmly to each other, and if you can't, speak only to the mediators, and do not threaten each other.
Okay. Everybody okay with that?
Agree to the rules? All right.
Who'd like to, I guess since you don't know why you're here, you guys kind of need to start this problem out thing first.
Okay, well, what happened was Joy's been cheating off me for a long time, and I wanted to stop. Last time she was cheating off me, I got a 0 on my test because the teacher thought I was talking and cheating.
I wasn't cheating off your paper. Okay, let's kind of just wait and take it slow. You said that Joy's been cheating off your test, and just like in regular class, just like a regular class. Yep. So she's been cheating off you, and then the teacher thought that you were cheating off of her and took your paper.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about what they're saying?
I'm not cheating off of them, and I'm not saying this to be called or nothing, but my grades are better than theirs. So how am I going to be cheating if I'm the one getting A's and they're getting B's and C's? It doesn't really make any sense. I'm not cheating off their papers. I'm sorry if they think I am, but that's on them. They need to go talk to the teacher. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
So you don't think that, well, you know that you weren't cheating off of them, and so you don't understand why they're accusing you of it, and you think they. So, Joy, what do you think that we can do to make some of this stuff happen?
Like I said, I'll go talk to the teacher, but it depends on what she's going to decide, but I will make an effort to go talk to her. But
do you think
to make him happy, it's going to have to be a definite that she's going to listen to what we've got to say.
Do you think it would be helpful if Sakoni and I went and talked to her?
You can do it. You can try it. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, Sakoni, we can go talk to her already.
So,
it gives them an ego boost too, because not only do they learn skills that they use with their peers, but frequently with their parents, and a lot of them have been pleased when they come back and tell us how things have changed between them and their parents.
Over the years, Annandale High School has built a strong relationship with the community.
because I coach back in Wheatfield Chapel, which is one of the neighborhoods that feeds into here, and I've coached there ever since I was 18. And I've seen all the kids grow up there from like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then they came to high school here, and I got to coach them here at high school. And so I've seen them grow up ever since they were 8 or 9 years old and been around them, and it's just been really enjoyable to work with them on the high school level now.
Programs like Teacher Cadet and this outreach effort demonstrate how Annandale reaches out to the community.
My name's Mary Gormley, and I'm the president of the Annandale High School Parent-Teacher-Student Association. We started these meetings about 2 years ago when at a back-to-school night, I said to all the parents assembled that it was their responsibility, my responsibility, and the teachers' responsibility to spread the good news about Annandale and to make sure that our entire community knew about the good things that were happening. There were a lot of
A committee of volunteers, including administrators, teachers, students, and community members, traveled to the local schools to share with the public the excitement of Annandale High School.
There are 10 elementary and 2 middle schools that feed into Annandale High School. And we felt that we needed to bring accurate information about the school to those feeder schools. So we have scheduled over the last year and this year a meeting in every one of the schools.
I'm going to talk to you not just as a teacher, but as a parent of 3 kids who've gone through Bryn Mawr, 2 of them who have gone through Annandale as well. And one of them went through your LD resource program and by 7th grade wasn't in it anymore, and she's about to graduate from Old Dominion. But the support they get here builds that inner confidence and self-esteem that they really need.
I've seen over the past 2 years a frustration of feeling that our image was being created by someone else to an excitement that we really feel people are listening and are hearing the message that this is a caring environment, terrific academics, great extracurricular activities, a richness in the diversity of the student body that the students all benefit from, and we are thrilled to have our students here at Annandale High School.
Business partnerships like the one with Home Depot and EDS Norrell demonstrate how the community reaches out to the school.
The partnership began 2 years ago, and EDS was asked to become involved by another corporation. And this year, EDS is the sole partner with Annandale. And our goal is to help students better themselves and be prepared for the corporate world and or college.
Tell her what your day-to-day activities were when you worked as a cook in that restaurant, and look her in the eye and just tell her what it is you did on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, what I do in a daily work is I cook in a restaurant, and when I apply for the cooking position.
In addition to teaching students interviewing techniques, resume writing skills, and business ethics, EDS also funds field trips and college scholarships.
I received a $2,000 scholarship from the EDS partnership, and it'll be going to American University where I'll be a freshman next year.
Annandale High School continues to build on its long history of academic excellence and successful sports, while adding a celebration of diversity and exciting new opportunities for its students. A respect for tradition and a desire for advancement combine to make this a place where students experience a unique level of spirit and enthusiasm.
Even though our population is completely turned around, I think that's why Annandale always will be the great school it is because there's the effort to keep that tradition going. And I feel very strongly that Annandale in many ways will change, and in many ways will always be the same, and that's what's great about the school.
Dun, 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 dun. Fight on for Annandale, wave the red and white. Grab the ball and watch us go for Annandale tonight. Go boys and knock 'em cold, white and never die. Victory will be our goal for Annandale High. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight.